I tell you that, like most people, your children's arithmetic is bad, isn't it? Just like yours. A better way of doing things. During my student days in school, I noticed that many students had poor maths appreciation. My father was a government doctor, so every few years he was transferred to another state and to another hospital to work there. It was at that early age that I noticed that many students from many different schools could not do simple maths. I don't know why this is true. Is it true that if your maths is bad, then your children will not enter a career that involves a lot of maths, and vice versa? That is, if your maths is good, then your child would most probably take up a career in a more mathematical profession. Let me know if this is true for you. Did your children follow your footsteps or somebody else? Personally, I love maths, and I've always suspected that it's an angelic language given to us by the Lord God. It's angelic because with a few scribbles, you can describe the universe, which would take more than 1,000,000 words. You could use it to look into the future and into the past. You could use maths to examine tiny, minuscule particles that are not visible to the naked eye. You could determine with good accuracy whether a building will collapse in a few years or last you a lifetime. Just check it out. I used maths about 3.5 years ago in January 2018 to predict what would happen to the American stock market in 2021. So here is my January 2018 prediction for the USA. The prediction shows that the American market moved from oscillatory behavior to an inflationary behavior. And what it shows is that it can keep climbing. The only point to watch out for is whether around November 2021, whether it will collapse. If it breaks the blue line, it can collapse. If it doesn't, it can climb further, and it's a huge climb coming. Amazing, isn't it? Really amazing. I used maths in 2012 to predict that petroleum prices will collapse by June or July 2014. And that's what happened. They dropped from over $100 per barrel and hit a rock bottom of $20 a barrel in their losing streak. Look at even a simple bread recipe. It has to be costed correctly to make a profit from the sales. You can see from the costing that it only cost $1.59 to make a standard loaf of bread. But this does not include the cost of labor and rental and electricity and water. But it gives you an idea what you want to do, how you want to make your bread. I've made my bread a bit more expensive because I'm using olive oil in the bread, and I'm using bread flour. If you want to cheapen it, you can not use olive oil and maybe mix it with some plain flour. And you can observe that all the calculations are just basic arithmetic, which any standard 6 pupil can understand. Even mee goreng or a bowl of noodles has to be costed correctly. So you don't price it too high that no one buys your noodles, or you don't price it too low that you don't make any profit. You keep making losses. The same with nasi lemak, curries, chocolate cakes, cheesecakes, kueh lapis, santan, coffee, tea, all need to be costed correctly. Mathematics is an angelic language. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's truthful, and it's very powerful. So, how's your maths? Is it any good? A few years ago, I gave free tuition to students at an orphanage. When I first went there to teach them mathematics, all of them came to meet me armed with calculators. They wanted to show me how fast they could calculate with their calculators. Their disappointment was really great when I told them no calculators allowed. During those first few days, I found out that students from Standard 6 to Form 3, that is ages of 12 to 15, always failed at maths. Some of them got 0 for their school tests. It was a really pitiful situation. Then when I examined the root cause of the problem, I found out that they could not do any arithmetic correctly. Arithmetic is the basis of all mathematics. It is just addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, maybe some percentage, but just that. The situation was really bad, so I chose to ignore the syllabus and began teaching them arithmetic. I had no other choice but to get the arithmetic right before proceeding with the rest of the syllabus. As a result, I was teaching them 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. In the morning, 2.5 hours, I taught the afternoon school students. In the afternoon, I taught the morning school students. And at the end of every week, I would give them a test of 10 to 15 questions. It took me 3 months to fix their arithmetic. The best part of it is by the end of those 3 months, they could cost recipes, bread making, and how to make shop sales profitable. Amazing, isn't it? Arithmetic is a life science. You need arithmetic to check how much salary you were paid, how much was deducted for pension, for income tax, and other loans. You need it to check how much balance you received from a shopkeeper after you paid him for your purchases. You need arithmetic to determine how expensive a house you can afford to purchase. Also, you need arithmetic when you go out to a foreign country to decide how much you were charged on your holiday. You always need arithmetic for your daily life, independent of what your education level is. Arithmetic is a very important life science. Now let me ask you a question. It's a very simple question. Don't worry, nothing complicated or sophisticated about it. Let's say you went to the market and you saw a huge fish and you just want to buy one slice of that fish, and the seller told you it will cost you $9.25. Then you saw some prawns and you asked the seller how much it is. And he said, for the prawns you wanted, it will cost you $12.35. So you paid for them by giving the seller a $50 note. He returned to you $26. Did he give you the correct change? You know what is really bad? All the orphanage children I asked this question failed. They could not give the correct answer. If you could not get the correct answer by now, your arithmetic is bad.